This tutorial will show testing administrators how to create a testing session using the NWEA Maps software. So if you have your direction sheet open, the second slide has the link to the website. So you can go ahead and click there and click Allow. And to log in, your username is your RUSD Learns email account. Now your password was emailed to you in your RUSD Learns email. So if you didn't notice if you received that or not, you want to check your RUSD Learns email. So to do that, you go to your waffle in Google and click on your Mail tab. If you are already logged in, that will open up for you. And you want to go through and look for an email that is from MAP Autoresponder. If you click in there, it will give you a temporary password that you use to log in with. If you are not able to find that email from this screen, you want to click on the Forgot Username or Password. Go ahead and type in your RUSD Learns email address. And click the Send Instructions button. Once you do that, it will send you a link into your RUSD Learns email that will allow you to reset that password. So I'm going to go ahead and log in because I know my password. And this is the dashboard of the NWEA site. There are many options here and reports and all kinds of things. I'm only going to focus on creating a testing session for this tutorial. So from the navigation tree on the left, please click on Manage Test Sessions. And from here, you're going to select Test My Class. Now you should see a list of all of your class sections here because I only have the 2 sessions. I only have those 2, but you should see all 5 of your testing sessions. Now you're going to need to know what section number corresponds to your class period, because over here under class name, the 85 stands for Miller, and then that's the section number. So a quick way to find out what your section numbers are is to open your grade book. So I'm just going to open up my grade book here. And click on Manage Gradebook from any class, it doesn't matter. Just go ahead and click on Manage Gradebook and scroll down to where you see sections. Now again, because I don't teach a full load, you won't see all of mine, but you will have a section number and a period for all of your classes. So I'm going to say that I want to test my second period. So my second period section number is 2052. You may want to go ahead and print out this screen so you have it for your entire day so you can look it up. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to select 2052 because I now know that's my second period. And I'm going to select Test Now. Now your entire class list should show up here. Mine isn't, but yours is okay and it should show all of your students. If for some reason you are missing a student or two, for some reason they didn't show up in your roster, you may have to manually add in those students. So you might want to say add more students. If you know the student's name or their ID number, you can just manually type it in. Click Search. And she came up right here. She's already checked, so I can just click on Add Students. And she is now in my class roster and ready to test. If you have several students from one class in with you, for some reason, maybe you have some kids from advanced band in testing with you, You might want to add all of the band kids because it's going to be faster than going one by one. So to do that, I would click all schools and go down and select Miller. I'm going to just leave it at all grades, and I'm going to say Kalman because the sub's name for Mr. Salyers is Kalman if he's in here. If not, I'm going to click Salyers. Okay, looks like I need to click Salyers, okay. And then I'm going to, now I would have to know what section is his first period. I'm just going to, for the sake of time in this video, I'm just going to say it's this one. And I'm going to click search. I'm going to have to take her out of there and click search. And you can see that these are now the students from Mr. Salyer's first period class. So if there are several of them in there you want to add, you could individually add them. Like I could just do these. Or I can leave them all checked and click all of them. And that way, if I have multiple classes in one room, I am able to test them all. So you can see they're in there. So I'm going to click save and return to testing. So now two pieces of important information have generated. One is the testing session name up here. So this is Siren 552, and the other is a 4-digit password. I need to write both of those pieces of information up on the board because the students are going to need those pieces of information in order to log in from their Chromebook and into your testing session that you're creating. Once they do that, where it says awaiting student, that will change to be confirmed. So right now these students are all waiting to log in. Once they start logging in, this is going to say to be confirmed. So we're going to wait a minute and see if that happens. Okay, before you have students connect, you need to do a couple of things once you're in. I'm going to go ahead and I want to select all of these students. Not sure why it's not saying select all. Oh, here, I'm sorry. I knew why. You're going to go ahead and say select status, and you're going to say select all. That selects all of the students in that testing session, and you're going to assign them a test. So you're going to click on assign test. And if you are a science teacher, you are assigning the math 6+ California 2010 test. And if you are an electives teacher, you are assigning the reading 6+ California 2010 V2 test. So I'm just going to select that one and say assign. And now you'll see that in the test assignment column that all of the students are taking the reading test. Now we're ready to go ahead and have students connect to this session. You don't want to have them connect until you have reached this far because you want to make sure you have the correct test assigned. Otherwise, the students have to assign, the students will have to pick it themselves, and you don't want to run the risk of them getting the wrong test. So make sure you don't show the testing session name or password until after you have assigned the test. Okay, and at this point I know that one student should be waiting to be confirmed. If you look here in the red, this page automatically updates every 60 seconds, but you may not want to wait 60 seconds here. You may want to get it going faster. So you can just refresh the status manually, which is right here. And I know I have a lot of students here in my list because I added those band kids, but I'm going to look for one student, this one, that says waiting to be confirmed. Because he is the only one right now, because I don't have an actual test going, I just did one student. I'm going to click on his name. You may have several here ready to go. So because he says to be confirmed, I've checked him, and I can go up and click confirm now, and it's telling me one student is being confirmed. Again, you will have many here. If you refresh that, you're going to keep going until you get all of your students that are testing to confirm. Now this is telling me he already started a test, so I'm just going to say resume his. And he is now confirmed, and he's ready to begin his testing. So you just want to keep going through that until you have all of your kids confirmed and all of them testing. If while your students are taking a test, somebody needs to use the restroom, or for some reason you need to pause their test, go ahead and click their name. I have to find his. Click his name, and under select action, I can pause his test. You may pause the student for up to 30 minutes. If it's longer than 30 minutes, you need to click suspend the test. But as long as it's 30 minutes or less, you pause it, and when they come back into the room, go ahead and resume their test. And they're on their way now. This column will keep track of what number that each student is on approximately. The reading test has 42 questions and the math has 52, so you can kind of gauge how far along kids are. This column is saying that no special accommodations have been turned on. Scratch paper is allowed for the math section. If they need a calculator, it will be embedded into the question that requires a calculator, so you should not have any external calculators. At the end of the testing session, I would say about 5 minutes before the end of the period, tell the students to finish the last question that they're on and then stop. And so give them a minute or two to finish that, and then go ahead and click on End Testing Session. And this is going to say yes, they're going to suspend, which suspended means it can be suspended for anywhere from 31 minutes to 4 weeks. So go ahead and click yes. Name your testing session, because you can reuse this testing session tomorrow, so you don't have to set it all up over again. So I'm going to name that one Belize period. Actually, I guess that was period 2 I did. So I'm going to click save and exit. And it takes me back to this screen, which is back to the beginning. Now, if I'm going to go on to my next period who has never tested before, I'm going to click on Test My Class. But let's say it's day 2 of testing, and you want to open a saved testing session so you don't have to start over and choose all your students again. Go ahead and click Show here under Save Testing Session, and you will see your list of sessions from yesterday. So I'm just going to use the one I have, Belize period 2, and I'm going to say Test Now. And it will reopen up that session you started yesterday. You don't have to find your students again. You don't have to reassign this test. It's really neat. So now you have the name that you gave it and a new password. So write that session on the board, and the kids are ready for their next session of testing. So that should get you started with your creating your testing session. I hope you found this tutorial to be informative. Thank you for watching.